For the first time in a British colony, Africans were given control of an entire cabinet. There were no British ministers.
On this eventful occasion, my colleagues and I are very happy to be the first members of the first African cabinet. The people of the country have reaffirmed their confidence in us and have given us the mandate to carry on and finish the job.
Nkrumah's hopes for a trouble-free transition to independence were soon destroyed by the leaders of Ashanti. The Ashantis had been among the greatest warriors in Africa and once ruled an empire as large as the Gold Coast itself. They were fiercely loyal to the Asantehene, the ruler of their kingdom, and to their ancient system of government. Ashanti was the wealthiest region in the colony, rich in cocoa and gold. Within weeks of the election, the Ashanti chiefs and cocoa farmers launched the National Liberation Movement to battle for a federal system of government to protect the power, the wealth, and the traditions of their region from the central government in Accra. It was led by a senior minister in the Asantehene's court, Bafo Akoto.
The very day we are inaugurating NLM, they started stone throwing. They even send people on the way. When the people are coming to a rally, they told them that the rally didn't go on, so they must return. And few people who came, they stoned their cars. And even when they were in the rally, they stoned us with the bottles and stones, while the police were standing unconcerned. But as we were determined to deliver Ashanti and part of the country from Nkrumah, we were also determined. I told them that I don't want you to be violent, but when anybody attack you, try to defend yourself.
In Ashanti, both the National Liberation Movement and the CPP created strong-arm gangs called Action Groupers and Action Troopers to travel the region threatening each other's supporters. The intimidation turned to killing when the CPP's propaganda chief stabbed to death E.Y. Bafo, a National Liberation Movement leader. The political parties were now facing each other in gang warfare.
Oh God, when, after Bafo's death, we saw that, oh, I see, if the sin has become killing, then we shall also wake up and kill. Then we started vigorously with anybody. We were fighting here and there. And so we could do similar as they did. We were trying to do it too. And we also swore that if anybody dares to commit a crime on any of our member, we shall also revenge. And then it became a hectic game. Hectic game. Instead of this thing, normal struggle for this thing, campaigning for each party, after it became a threatening affair. And so that was the end of the game.
The action groupers of the National Liberation Movement took control of key areas. CPP supporters in the Ashanti capital Kumasi were forced to flee and take refuge in Accra. It became unsafe for Nkrumah and his ministers to visit Ashanti. The governor, Sir Charles Arden Clark, was thought to be a supporter of Nkrumah, and when he came to Kumasi for a routine visit, he received a rough reception.
And we were driving along very slowly, and all these people were piled up on the side of the road, so we couldn't drive quickly. And then we heard stones hitting the car as we went by. And the agitators were brandishing their fists and yelling in the vernacular. I couldn't understand what they were saying, fortunately, perhaps.
The Ashantis had come to the conclusion that it was Nkrumah's mouthpiece and not the mouthpiece of the British government. And that anything he came to say, he had previously discussed with Nkrumah. And maybe because Nkrumah could not visit Kumasi at that time, he had come forward as governor to put across Nkrumah's views, and therefore they decided that if Nkrumah could not come, his surrogate should not come.
The Northern Territories were also in favour of a federal system of government to protect their region.